Hey guys, Jeremy here, Mark's back, and we are reviewing number 5 in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, The Dream Child. So far, the first thing I can say is, this one wasn't shit. At least, besides the acting.
Directed by, I forget his name right now, but the guy directed, he went on to direct Predator 2 right after this. He did the not-so-great Lost in Space, bunch of 24 episodes.
He did a lot of really
Ghost
good
in the
TV.
Darkness, which is a great movie. A lot of stuff like that. The DOP joined him on a bunch of movies as well, and the DOP also shot Broken Arrow, which is a rad movie.
You can see a lot of doves in John Woo.
It's a lot of doves. It's like John Woo watched this movie and was like, let's get that guy. He likes doves too. There's a lot of doves in this movie. Basic premise for the film is Alice, who's the girl from the first one that we made fun of for the terrible body double for the nunchuck scene in 4. We start the movie with a weird sex scene that almost looks like a missed scene from Species.
Yeah.
And so she gets a baby in her.
What Freddy's doing is he's trying to come back through her child.
Through her child's dreams.
Yeah.
And he's, I guess the kid has the same powers she took from
the Dream Child.
What the heck was the girl's name that gave Alice the powers?
Oh, Patricia Arquette. Patricia Arquette.
Not Patricia Arquette, that's the one. Tuesday night. So that baby gets the same powers, and whenever the baby was sleeping, Alice sees the nightmares and still allows her friends to get pulled into nightmares.
You know, actually saying it out loud actually makes no sense.
No, the movie doesn't. The storyline is not great, but it's shot really nicely.
Oh yeah.
The direction's pretty good, the pacing's well done, the kills are super creative. The story's not great and the acting is fucking terrible.
Awful.
Just terrible.
Every time there's something that's very well done where it's dynamically shot, or you can see there's a lot of ideas into the setup, or there's a really cool theme or a cool execution of something, the girl Alice will open her mouth and ruin it.
Alice is super fucking passive in this movie.
Yeah.
She yells a lot about don't touch my baby,
for me.
He's coming for me, but we just watched this girl kick the shit out of Freddy in the last movie.
Exactly, and
and in a great ending in the 4th one. Mm-hmm. And this one,
it doesn't have the gore level, but it has creative ideas, like the bike scene.
The motorbike scene where he all the wires come in and go.
He turns into
this weird road warrior speed bike awful thing that looks.
The comic book kid. The comic book kid is one of my favorite kills in the whole movie. First it goes on like an Aha music video. He gets sucked in to Take On Me. And then he turns into his... he turns into his comic book character that he's created.
Which is actually a really cool character.
Yeah. And then Freddy turns into...
Super Freddy.
What is he called though?
Faster than 1,000 bastards.
More powerful than a local madman. And he's Super Freddy. And then he cuts him up. The kid turns into his comic book illustration.
And he's colored all the color drains out of him like a pool of blood on the ground.
How they did all of this, how they did all the dynamic shots, the special effects, everything in 4 weeks.
4 weeks. They had 4 weeks to shoot this, 4 weeks to edit it. And the movie actually released basically a year after the last one did. So
how they did that, I do not know. Considering how little time they had and little means. Scott Hopkins?
Yeah.
Scott Hopkins, that's the director. He does a fucking phenomenal job in technical and dynamic wise.
It makes sense why he got a franchise like Predator after this, which granted he didn't do a great job with, but that might not have been his fault.
Yeah,
But another thing I have, the kid in this, we meet Jacob, who's her son, who is an 8-year-old kid in his dreams, I guess.
The baby's 8-year-old dream version of itself.
His cool version of Neo in his dream matrix.
Yeah.
Really creepy looking kid, but he's if you watch I can't remember the kid's name right now, but he showed up a lot. I think isn't he in Frasier or something as well? I think he's a kid from Frasier. He kind of comes into play as well, but again he's kind of passive. Well, he does this weird thing where he Tommy Jarvis's and turns into Freddy, which literally just is a rip off of the Friday the 13th bit. Should check the years of which came first. Probably the Friday the 13th one. and turns into him, and then like 3 seconds later he just like shoots some goo at Freddy, and it turns into the souls and sucks Freddy back. The wicked ending, like the last half an hour of 4 makes that movie worthwhile. It's almost the exact opposite for me with this movie, whereas like the rest of the movie's pretty strong, but the ending
I'll have to admit, because
sucks.
The thing is, they bring back Freddy's mother, which they did really well with in the third one. They made her.
She got younger in this one too.
Yeah, that was weird. In the third one, she was this mystical old nun who just kind of appeared, and then you found out that she was the ghost. And in this one, she seems to have redemption again. But what she does is she takes Freddy in, but doesn't trap him or kill him. Like, they leave it open so much. Like, I will admit, Freddy coming back in this one makes a hell of a lot more sense than in 4. It's fucking disgusting, though. That little weird Freddy baby.
He had a real problem with the Freddy baby.
I was like, dude.
When it comes back near the end of the movie, and he was like, "Oh God, not that thing again!"
Like, oh no, not again. But like I said, aside from the acting, which is fucking atrocious, like.
And not just Alice. Like, everyone. I feel bad.
The doctor's ADR'd. Half of their dialogue is ADR'd. It sounds like they're just reading it off a page, which 4 weeks might could have happened.
And that's I don't want to like throw it all on the actors. The 4th movie is pretty rushed, and this movie was obviously really rushed as well. I made a joke that there's a scene where the comic book guy and Alice are chatting, and there's pages all around them, and I'm like, the script's on those because they had to read them because they don't have time to learn lines when, like, they're. The movie poster for the first poster for this movie was made without a script. Like, everything was rushed to get this movie out, and I mean, that's what the horror movies kind of became. It's why we started getting all the terrible sequels that we got in every franchise, was that they were trying to churn out these movies to make money, because, you know, that's the unending story of Hollywood, is churning out sequels for money.
Something else I just realized, by rewatching these movies, we technically have noticed there's jump scare moments, but there's not the doo that we're used to. At one point, Freddy comes out of the fridge, and that would have totally been a jump scare moment. It is a jump scare moment, technically, but it doesn't have that loud dong.
It doesn't have that
I actually liked
string hard sounds. And
I understand that, the story is really kind of weird when you think about it. It doesn't make that much sense, but mind you, neither did 2. 2 didn't make that much sense either.
A lot.
The theme of 2 was understandable. This one, you really kind of wonder what is the purpose of the film other than to just make money. But
and the creative kills. I'll give it credit. Like, that's these movies.
They're not gory, but they're just
all
cool.
these. All these horror movies, all these franchises, they make their bread and butter on finding creative ways to kill teenagers. And I really do think Freddy movie has. I mean, they have the biggest leeway. That Freddy has powers that are beyond that of Jason or Myers or Chucky or any of those guys. And when you make the movies, they're successful. I mean, this is the least successful one to date at this point. The first movie that stopped the upward trend. In our series. But they still found creative ways to do that. And that's what makes these movies rewatchable and makes us love them, is because they do manage to get creative kills. And the comic book kill's great, the bike kill's great. And even the food kill is kind of funny. The food kill was making her like eat herself, basically. And I mean, that
what you eat?
Weird part where she's choking. And we got a lot of great bitches in this one, even on like the fridge mat when he slams the fridge and it says "die bitch" on the fridge. And what does he say to his mom right off the bat too? When he's like, "You can try, bitch," or whatever he says, like right off the bat.
Oh yeah, he does.
He drops a bitch really early, and he's got others. This is like, this movie really excels at the Freddy bitch count.
Oh yeah. So, but in the end, I would still rank this above the last one, because I could rewatch this one. All I would do from the last one is just rewatch the last 10 minutes. So, in terms of my ranking, it's not as good as I would say. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch 2 again, but I would put 2 and 5 at the same level. 4 is shit for me. 3 and 1 are above. But if I were to do my ranking system out of this movie, I would give it a 4.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Right.
Okay. I will say it's better than I remember it. For whatever reason,
I have to
5 and 6. I just have terrible memories of. I don't know what it was, like, I have terrible memories of these movies, and I watched it again trying to watch it objectively for these reviews. I didn't hate it. I was sitting there expecting to throw a 2 or a 1 at this movie, and now it's kind of giving me hope for my rewatch of Freddy's Dead, but I'm probably gonna give that one a shitty review.
So, my ranking, what would you give this one?
I think I'm gonna go with a 3.
Oh.
Because I really hate the ending of this movie.
Okay, yes, I can give that.
I'm just not a fan of like the weird sperm heads flying Freddy.
Yeah, that is a little weird.
And then like the weird shaggy dog. If he went down to his baby self, then she put him into herself, and all of a sudden like Freddy's arm bursts out, and all these doors are shutting and blowing apart and shutting and blowing apart, and then they shut and like it stays shut, and we get like a weird tag on of the little girls, which I do like that part. I do like the family playing, and we pull back, and the kids are playing jump ropes.
I just for what was given, and just how much effort was put into the film itself, I have to appreciate that. And the story is decent-ish. Like, at least I wasn't...
While you're watching it, you don't notice how fucking crazy it is. So I guess that works.
Exactly. Well, on the fourth one, you were just like, holy fuck, just end this. So...
Yeah, I wasn't anticipating the end of the movie as much as I did with 4.
Yeah, no, I was into this one. Alright guys, so that is our review for number 5.
Hopefully we'll get 6 done soon.
Sooner or later. Well, right now we're in Squamish for
Squish.
our first, this is the second week of the show we're on. So hopefully we'll be able to get to number 6 soon.
Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare.
The final nightmare, then New Nightmare.
And then New Nightmare, and then
I'm really looking forward to
the remake, and then Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh fuck, we're gonna watch the remake too?
Yeah, we gotta watch that terrible fucking remake.
No. Fuck, that's gonna be weird to try and name that.
It's so terrible.
Alright guys, thank you for watching our review. We'll see you guys next time.
Ding, 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 ding.
Wait, was that my intro?
That's your
Subscribe, bitch!